Positively. You know, we have a really good team coming in on Saturday, and, you know, a team that we have great respect for. They have as much talent and toughness as any team in our conference. So, you know, anytime you lose, leaves a bitter taste in your mouth. But you cannot feel sorry for yourself. You have to try to fix what maybe plagued you in that loss and move forward, and that's what we intend to do.
Have you noticed a difference just in practice and better intensity or energy with the guys?
I'm not going to sit up here and say that, you know, we had bad practices leading up to Georgetown. They played better than us. They played, in my opinion, their best game of the year. We didn't play as well, but I have been happy with how our team has practiced all year. And because of that, we've had a very, very consistent year for the most part. Georgetown had a lot to do with our problems. And, again, I've been doing this for a long time, both as a player and as a coach. And, you know, every loss is tough, but we're looking forward. And we know we have a huge challenge on Saturday, and that's really all we're concentrating on.
A big subplot of this game is the offensive rebounding subplot. You guys are 1 and 2 in the league in that. Can you talk about that and just kind of how big of an emphasis is that to keep them off the glass?
I mean, it's everything. They are a very physically tough team. They have strong players, to say the least. You know, they have the best rebounder, in my opinion, in the conference, Angel Delgado, and their 3s and 4s are extremely athletic, very aggressive. And so we know what type of style we're in for on Saturday. And if we're not up to the challenge, then we will get punished on the glass. If we're up for the challenge, then I think we'll hold our own. But that is certainly as big of a statistic as there will be on Saturday.
Coach, when you look around, you see other teams like Duke and Michigan State having these mini slides. It's kind of shocking in the college basketball world when you think about these teams being top 5 teams and then they fall. How do you make sure with your team that losses don't string together?
Again, just having the right mentality when we head to practice, and I have not been disappointed. We're not playing guarantee games now. We're not playing chop liver. I mean, last time I checked, Seton Hall, could have beaten Villanova last night. They have gone on the road, both to Marquette, who they destroyed, and Providence, and so we have a very good team coming in. We don't think negatively like how do we stop a slide. You know, we try to figure out what we need to do to win the game, and then we play like it, and then the results will be the results.
Coach, in your time, either as an assistant or as a head coach, you've been at it a long time. Where does James Farr rank in terms of players that have improved in a program, and how does his journey enhance his credibility as a senior leader?
Number one, I don't know if I have been more proud of a player's development during my time as James Farr. It's staggering. I mean, I wish I could go back in time and redshirt him as a freshman, but we didn't have that. We didn't have that fortune or opportunity to be able to do that with such a limited team. We needed every bit out of that team when he was a freshman. But just to see his growth as a player, a guy that when he first came in was a decent rebounder, tied all of his offense to shooting jump shots, and really was just an average to below average defender, to a guy that has extreme confidence on both ends of the floor, relishes being a back-to-the-basket type player. You can see the threes that he shot a year ago and that he shot now. It shows a complete 180 in his mentality, and I think his play has been as good as any big guy in our conference.
How much has he rubbed off on guys like McKinday or Kaiser or any of the bigs?
I think he's rubbed off because he's got a great personality. He's a really good teammate. He cares about his teammates. And in some respects, he's been in the same position as a few of those guys. You know, he didn't have any minutes as a freshman, hardly any minutes as a sophomore, but he stuck with it. And I think he's a great example for those guys, not only in terms of him talking daily to them about, hey, stay with it, focusing on what coach is asking you to do, but also just an example when you look at his statistics in his senior year versus his freshman year.
What makes Isaiah Whitehead so difficult to defend?
great size for a perimeter player. He's a nasty competitor. I mean, he has a little bit of Jordan Crawford in him, and that's a great thing. He plays fearless. Skill level, like any good, really good player, is off the charts. I mean, he can shoot balanced pull-ups. He can change a game with his three-point ability. And I've been really impressed this year, although I knew it a year ago. We only played against him once. But he's a really good passer. And he's playing more point guard than he ever has, and his size really allows him to see the floor in ball screen situations. In transition, he's really good. So I just think the mixture of his competitiveness, his skill level, and his strength, I mean, he's a strong dude now. Thanks.